Hi everyone. The framework that I decided to focus on was flipped learning or a flipped classroom. A flipped classroom occurs when students review materials or do homework prior to class, and in class, that time is dedicated to discussion, interactive exercises, and independent work that is student led, but it's just under the guidance of a teacher or an instructor. I personally feel like this is very important because it allows students to get a taste of what it's like to do work independently, which definitely is necessary for distance education. And it allows students to have more of a leading role in their own education so they can actually learn. I feel like students are able to learn more when they have more control over the lessons and are able to participate under the guidance of an instructor. Um, this definitely does change my views about educational technology or distance education research because I do feel like it's necessary because when we come together for these distance education courses, we are looking over the coursework or reading the materials prior to coming in and doing our discussion boards and interacting with each other just to get an idea of everyone's thoughts. And we are kind of guiding ourselves and we are in control of our own education under the guidance of our professor, of course. And it's great to have that resource there to be able to ask questions and to learn more about the subject matter. But it's really up to you. It's ultimately teaching you independence, it's teaching you how to survive on your own, and it's teaching you how to take accountability for your actions, whether those things are good or they are bad. You're in control, so you really are making the decision to make the most out of your education or not. Um, I definitely think that this is something that I would use in the future if I were to have a classroom setting, or even with my students now with registration and getting them signed up and advising them for classes and looking over their grades. You know, a lot of the programs that we have are distance education, and I am letting my students know I'm really honing in on how this is your responsibility. You are accountable for your education, and you have to be willing to kind of do like a mini flipped version of a classroom for yourself where you are taking control over the lessons and making the most out of them. So I definitely think this is definitely a good framework or theory that can be used for distance education just to teach students the seriousness or what goes into being a very serious student where when you are self-guided and you don't have that instructor there on a daily basis in a traditional seated class to just kind of guide you. You really have to take control by yourself sometimes.